that is inflammation of the liver. Okay. Uh, the onset of this hepatitis is gradual, or sometimes it is very much rapid. There may be fever, there may be fatigueness. It is associated with fever, it is associated with fatigue, associated with nausea for few days, and followed by jaundice. Okay, which is accompanied by dark urine and sometimes clay colored stool. Dark urine and clay colored stool. So hepatitis, it is followed with jaundice. Now what is jaundice? It is a yellow pigmentation of the skin and mucous membrane. Jaundice, it is related with yellow pigmentation of the skin and mucous membrane, which is caused by excess of bile pigment. Okay. The severity of jaundice, it is varies. That is, what is the cause? It is depending upon what is the cause. And on examination, the liver may be mild enlarged with mild tenderness. So there may be tenderness associated with enlargement of the liver. The most common cause, one must always make this, that is clinical diagnosis after the exclusion of obstructive or hemolytic jaundice. You should able to differentiate between obstructive and hemolytic jaundice. Okay, so there are five viruses that are responsible for. There are five viruses. They are responsible for uh, this hepatitis. Okay, uh, they are called as hepatitis A, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and hepatitis D. Okay. So five viruses are there, A, B, C, D, and E viruses. Of these two, that is hepatitis A and B. Okay, sorry, hepatitis A and E. They are spread through the fecal contamination of the water. Okay, they are associated with fecal contamination with the water. And when there is an outbreak of jaundice in village or any area, any town, it is probably because of this virus, that is by hepatitis A and hepatitis E. Almost always the jaundice become all right of its own. Whenever this epidemic occurs related with any town or any village, this the cure, it is by itself. Okay, except in the pregnant women where it can be the life threatening. Okay, three other types of virus can spread through the blood and through the unprotected any contacts. That is hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and hepatitis D. Okay, B, C, D. These are the viruses, and this always traveled, or this virus spread through blood and through unprotected contacts. This type are more severe, and it could be the worst and have more and long-term complications. This hepatitis A and hepatitis E, the cause is fecal contamination of water, and this B, C, D, they are always get transmitted through the blood or any unprotected sexual contacts. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about acute viral hepatitis first, and then we will go towards the next. Okay. So the viral hepatitis, it is the most commonest cause or important form of hepatitis. Okay, it is seen worldwide. You can see this type of infection worldwide. The viral hepatitis may be sporadic or endemic. Viral hepatitis, it may be sporadic or endemic, and depending on the responsible virus, which is transmitted by fecal-oral or parenteral route. Okay. Now the clinical features, just we discussed that many episodes of viral hepatitis are subclinical. Mild symptomatic cases are characterized by nausea, fever, anorexia, vomiting. Okay, sometimes it is associated with fever. The severe attacks, they are characterized by jaundice and by hepatic failure. Okay, and it may prove fatal. Okay, so here you can see in this picture types of what is hepatitis, that is inflammation of this liver. Okay, types A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, these are the types. Am I audible for everyone? Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So, it is nothing but the inflammation of the liver. The estimated cases worldwide per year, that is hepatitis B and C, 400 million cases. Then gradual death as estimated 1.4 million people die worldwide from hepatitis every year. The treatment, 90% of hepatitis C patients can be healed within 3 to 6 months. Okay. How does the virus spread? Okay. Hepatitis A and E, lack of food hygiene, contaminated water, and substandard sanitary facilities. And hepatitis B, C, and D through blood, through sperm, and other bodily fluids. Okay. So A, B, C, and D, E. 5 types. Okay. Now, pathological features of this acute viral hepatitis. As a pathological feature, early stage the liver is enlarged and congested. The liver is enlarged and congested. There is hepatic venule centrally, then normal cells around it circularly arranged, and some this around this hepatic venule, some hepatocytes we get inflamed or swollen hepatocytes. Okay, there is lymphocytic infiltration. It is commonly seen in portal tract and in parenchyma. Lymphocytic infiltration, it is seen in portal tract and in the parenchyma. The liver cell necrosis is always present. It is very much marked. Okay, liver cell necrosis. Now this necrosis may be focal, that is spotty necrosis, scattered as a single cell, or in more severe conditions, forming areas of bridging between the vessel, that is portal to hepatic venule. There is forms, bridge forms between the vessels. Okay. And thirdly, pan-acinar necrosis. This necrosis of complete acini up to massive necrosis of large part of the liver. So here, this pan-acinar necrosis, it is associated with complete acini up to massive necrosis of a large part of liver. Occasionally it occurs, and when it does, it is most marked in left lobe of the liver. Okay. In later stages, the liver is smaller. It becomes smaller in later stages, yellowish or greenish in the color of the liver. It is yellowish and greenish. In early stages, the liver is enlarged and it is congested, reddish, brownish color. Later on, the color changes, that it becomes yellowish and greenish. There may be focal depressions due to areas of collapse. So some of these depressed areas we can see on the surface of the liver. It is maybe due to collapse of the liver lobule. Now there is infiltration of lymphocytes, plasma cells, mononuclear cells, and pigment. Okay, associated with collapsed stroma. Then sometimes we can see in the later stages in the hepatocytes which are binucleate and multinucleate. Binucleate and multinucleate hepatocytes we can see in later stages. The pigmented hyperplastic Kupffer cells we can see which contain bile, okay, which we get, it is derived from the dead hepatocytes. So Kupffer cells we can see pigmented hyperplastic Kupffer cells, okay. They drive this bile and lipofuscin, which is derived from the dead hepatocytes. So it is all about of viral hepatitis. Okay. Now the changes that occurs, biochemical changes related with viral hepatitis. Okay. Uh, the first change that occurs in viral hepatitis is disruption of bile canaliculi. Okay, disruption of bile canaliculi interferes with excretion, which interferes with excretion. So absorption of conjugated bile into blood. Okay, so this conjugated bile, it get absorbed in the blood due to disruption of the bile canaliculi. The bile could not get excreted, so it get absorbed. Okay, conjugated bile, which is a conjugated form of bile. The second change is necrosis of hepatocytes, which releases, there is a release of enzyme into the blood. That is transferase enzymes, which is greatly increased. ALT and AST. What is long form of, now tell me? ALT and AST? Yes, I told you about liver function.
Yes, ma'am.
What is long form of AST?
Ma'am, AST is aspartate aminotransferase.
Yes, and ALT?
Alanine aminotransferase.
Yes,
Adenine aminotransferase.
yes, right, right. So these enzymes greatly increase in the serum, okay, in the blood because of necrosis of hepatocytes. So this why I taught you this liver function test first, because this particular terminologies and their significance. Now you can easily make out what is the significance of this AST and ALT. Okay, so this AST and ALT evaluation later on become very much significant because it shows some damage of the hepatocytes, some damage to the hepatocytes, serious damage, that is necrosis. Okay, and third result from liver damage is diminished production of special substances, that is coagulation mechanism upset. Okay, coagulation mechanism, it get upset of coagulation mechanism. So what will going to happen due to this? Prothrombin time get increased. Prothrombin time get increased due to this upset of coagulation enzymes. Okay, coagulation factor. So there are three changes that occurs due to liver damage. First is disruption of bile canaliculi, which causes interferes with the excretion. So this conjugated bile get reabsorbed in the blood. Okay. Then second, necrosis of hepatocyte. There is because of this there is release of enzymes into the blood, that is mainly transferase enzymes. Okay. AST and ALT. And third change that occurs is diminished production of special substances, that is coagulation mechanism get disturbed. Due to this there is increased prothrombin type. Okay. Now before going towards other types, we will just discuss the priorly we discussed about we are going to discuss about, that is whenever this hepatitis get if the person having hepatitis, then the presentation of hepatitis is jaundice. Okay. So there are three types of jaundice, that is pre-hepatic, then hepatic jaundice and post-hepatic. Okay. So before that we just revise jaundice, that is fate of RBC. Yes, anyone? Yes, what is the fate of RBC? Whenever there is hemolysis or degradation of RBC, what will going to happen? It will get converted into globin and heme. Heme part get converted into biliverdin. Okay, which we call it as this breakdown phase, that is biliverdin into bilirubin. Okay. So
Yes.
it's unconjugated bilirubin, which is water soluble. All of you remembering, no? This
Yes, yes, ma'am.
long
Yes, ma'am.
there is conjugation phase, that is in the liver by enzyme glucuronide transferase. This bilirubin get converted into bilirubin glucuronide. Okay, it get converted into bilirubin glucuronide, which is water soluble bilirubin, conjugated bilirubin. We call it as conjugated bilirubin, which is released then in duodenum, that is enterohepatic circulation. Okay. So excreted in the form of stercobilinogen in the feces. Remembering, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So this phase we call it as elementary excretion phase, no? And fourth
Yes.
phase is renal excretion. Okay. So whenever this bilirubin glucuronide, that is water soluble conjugated form of bilirubin, get excreted into enterohepatic circulation, from liver it goes into the kidneys, systemic circulation. First of all it enters into systemic circulation and then kidneys and excreted in the form of urobilinogen. All of you know this, no? So before going towards jaundice, the causes of this jaundice, that is hepatitis, pre-hepatic, hepatic and post-hepatic causes. So here you should know about this fate of RBC and what is where this urobilinogen form, where it get from where it get excreted and in which form it get excreted. Okay. So all of this excretion occurs is of conjugated bilirubin, that is water soluble bilirubin. Okay. And before it enters into the liver, this bilirubin, it is an unconjugated form. Okay, water insoluble. Okay. Now,
Yes.
okay. Okay. Now, there is acute fulminating hepatitis. Okay. So, what is acute fulminating hepatitis? So, it is with hepatitis B, D, and A. Okay. It turns severe due to cell necrosis in this BDA. Okay. So, we call it as fulminating hepatitis. Okay. Then the other terminologies we are going to use is chronic hepatitis. So sometimes the liver diseases they goes for years without becoming well. the patient is having the disease for long term. Okay, such patients have frequent intermittent episodes of jaundice. So in chronic hepatitis, the patients, they are often on, they are suffering with this jaundice, and it is very much and well cured by homeopathy. Okay, chronic hepatitis. Elevated liver enzymes over 6 months is enough to make this diagnosis. So all the enzymes we have studied in liver function test, they are all remain elevated over more than 6 months. Okay, and eventually it can become well, but more often leads to cirrhosis of liver. So whenever the hepatitis it become chronic, it will lead into liver cirrhosis and portal hypertension. Okay, the resistances get raised, and which is, we call it as end stage liver disease develops. Okay, so chronic hepatitis, it will lead into the fulminating, that is not fulminating, it will become a severe damage to the liver, causing cirrhosis, then portal hypertension, and end stage liver disease. Okay, now uh, in the classification of hepatitis or jaundice, it is this classification, it is divided into, just let me enter the students till they are coming. Okay, so classification of this jaundice. Okay, classification of jaundice, we call it as in pre-hepatic jaundice, then hepatic and extrahepatic. Okay, now what is the cause of pre-hepatic jaundice? Yes, what is the cause of pre-hepatic jaundice? Yes, pre-hepatic, that is before enters into the liver, there is jaundice, which is in which form? Yes, just we have discussed, it is unconjugated bilirubin, no? So before it enters into the liver, this unconjugated bilirubin increases. Okay. So what may be the cause of this? Yes, anyone?
Hemolytic anemia.
Yes, it is due to hemolytic anemia, that is due to increased RBC destruction. Okay, increased RBC destruction. In neonatal hemolytic anemia, the bilirubin may damage the brain. We call that condition as kernicterus. Okay, we call it as kernicterus. The cause, any other cause of this prehepatic jaundice? Any other than hemolytic anemia? Any other conditions? Yes. Yes.
It may be, ma'am, malaria or any parasitic infection.
Parasitic infection. This prehepatic jaundice, that is hemolytic jaundice, we called due to
Yes, yes.
extravascular hemolysis. Then the second cause of this prehepatic jaundice may be drugs. Okay, it may be drugs, that is anti-tubercular drugs mainly. Okay, hepatotoxic drugs. Anti-inflammatory may be cause the hepatitis. Okay, so chronic, if there is habit of taking anti-inflammatory drugs or anti-tubercular drugs, may also prove fatal to the liver. Okay, so drugs, then starvation may cause this hemolytic prehepatic jaundice. Then sepsis may cause the prehepatic jaundice. These are the causes of prehepatic jaundice. Okay. So sometimes the jaundice is due to increased breakdown of hemoglobin secondary to the destruction of RBC in hemolytic anemia. So the load of in the liver increases. So this bilirubin, all the bilirubin could not get conjugated, and some unconjugated bilirubin, they remain in the blood. Here the jaundice is invariable, light colored, and the urine is also normal in color. Okay, so why the urine get this dark yellow color? Because of this, yes, what is the reason? Yes, whenever this bilirubin they get conjugated form get excreted, we get dark color urine. Okay, but here this in hemolytic jaundice, the jaundice may be invariable, light colored jaundice. It is not shows the icterus very much marked. Okay, icterus is yellowish conjunctiva. That is a yellow pigmentation of the skin and mucous membrane. Okay, it is due to excess of bile pigments. So jaundice is nothing but yellow pigmentation of the skin and mucous membrane caused by excess of bile pigment. So here this jaundice, it is invariable, light colored. The urine is also normal in the color. Okay, so how we could diagnose this type of jaundice? The diagnosis is established by blood smear examination, and also by ruling out the hepatitis by liver function test, and by the the specific test for hemolytic anemia. Okay, so the causes of prehepatic jaundice, it is, or hepatic, that hepatitis, it is, the causes are hemolysis, okay, extravascular or intravascular hemolysis, various drugs, starvation, and sepsis.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Then the next is hepatocellular jaundice. Okay, hepatitis. Hepatocellular jaundice, that is which happens in the hepatitis mainly. Okay, because of the viral infection, any bacterial infection. So hepatic jaundice, we call it as hepatic jaundice. So here there is liver cell damage occurs, failure to conjugate the bilirubin. Here again the liver cells, they could not secrete the enzymes. Okay, so they fails to conjugate the bilirubin, and uh, if in addition there is local cholestasis is often, and many times it is seen local cholestasis because of the accumulation of this bile. Okay, so hepatocellular jaundice, what may be the cause of hepatocellular jaundice? Yes,
Maybe cirrhosis.
yes,
Liver cell damage.
yes, what?
Cirrhosis, liver cirrhosis.
No. See, liver cirrhosis occurs as a complication, no? In chronic hepatitis, liver cirrhosis occurs, but it not be the cause for this jaundice, that is hepatic jaundice. Okay, hepatitis. That is hepatocellular jaundice. We call it as hepatocellular jaundice. So the causes for hepatocellular jaundice are, yes, viral infections, that is hepatitis A, B, C, D, A. Okay, which causes severe necrosis of the liver cells, damage of the liver cells. Okay.
Abnormal liver metabolism.
Yes. Any other conditions related with this hepatocellular jaundice
Mm.
other than viral infections? Yes. Any other?
Due to genetic.
Due to transfusion,
Yes.
blood transfusion.
Blood
Genetic.
transfusion that will leads to this prehepatic jaundice.
मैम इसमें hepatotoxicity or inflammatory diseases
Yes, in inflammatory, right? Inflammatory disease may be drug induced. Okay, damage of the liver, then
or
maybe
hepatotoxicity.
yes, hepatotoxicity due to alcoholism. Okay, due to alcoholism.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so chemicals, toxins or chemicals, viruses, bacteria that may causes the hepatocellular jaundice. Mainly it leads into liver cell damage. And these liver cells, they could not excrete the enzyme, so conjugation of bilirubin could not be possible here. Okay. Okay. Then post-hepatic jaundice, or we call it as obstructive jaundice. Post-hepatic jaundice or obstructive jaundice. What are the causes? Yes.
Pancreatitis,
Uh,
cholelithiasis,
yes,
cholecystitis.
yes, yes. So the causes of obstructive jaundice, they are intrahepatic or extrahepatic. Intrahepatic are hereditary or acquired. Hereditary or acquired. Or this extrahepatic causes, they are gallstones or CA pancreas. Gallstones or CA pancreas can cause this obstructive or post-hepatic jaundice. Okay, understood? So
Yes,
here what will going to happen? Sometimes this jaundice is due to obstruction to the flow of bile and not due to the virus. Okay. So in such cases, the yellowish or yeah, this icterus of the eyes, it is very marked. So sometimes we can see the greenish color of the conjunctiva rather than dark yellow. It may be, we can see the greenish conjunctiva. It is very much marked and there is much itching on the skin and the stools, they are always whitish in color. Okay. So because of obstruction. So why the stool color is clay color stool or whitish color stool? Yes, anyone? Yes, what is the cause?
When there is stoppage of bile pigment, no, so bile pigment cannot get mixed with stool. That's why stool is whitish in
So
color.
here the main cause is failure to excrete conjugated bilirubin. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Here there is failure of excretion of conjugated bilirubin. So sometimes here what happens? The stone get obstruct in the common bile duct. Okay. Or sometimes due to